So while researching my last video, which was 5 Pokemon you could totally base your Fursona off of, I realised there's a whole lot more than I showed you. And it made me think, why not do a second part? So here we go. Here are 5 Pokemon you could totally base your Fursona lore off of. Part 2. Number 1. Pavilion. So you want a Pokemon inspired Sona which calls back to home? Then why don't you give Pavilion a go? Because how Pavilion works is that depending on its origin, it will change its colours and patterns. And I think this could be such a neat idea, particularly for a community or like a group of friends. Because you could all have like a similar species, but have like the colours and textures reflect where you come from. And I know this isn't necessarily an original idea because I have seen these done before, but I just thought I'd call it out because I think it's such a neat idea. And you don't necessarily need to do like colours and patterns. You could have like sounds, or you could have like shapes. It could be anything. That would be up to you guys. Just do what makes you happy, and I would love to see what you guys could do with that. Number 2. Evie. Although Evie physically makes such a cool Sona, I really want to focus in on what makes Evie a fun and interesting Pokemon and Sona idea. Because if you think about it, one of Eevee's biggest mechanics is being able to evolve into several Pokemon, which is triggered by like the stones. For example, you give an Eevee a Thunderstone and you'll get a Jolteon. And I think this could be a really neat idea for somebody's Fursona, particularly for somebody who, let's say, is kind of a little bit restless, and sometimes you love your Sona, but every so often you want to make wee tweaks and differences that, like temporary differences. So, let's say for example you've got Wiffles here, and you're starting to get kind of restless, and you're like, okay, I kind of want to change things up a little bit. You can give it a trigger. For example, let's say like, okay, a full moon. This triggers Wiffles into Emo-fulls. I know it's bad, it's terrible, but that's just a jumping on point. It could be any triggers, it could be any changes, it could be colour changes, it could be species changes, it could be anything you want. And it means that you can constantly evolve your Fursona in like a kind of lore, natural way. But end of the day, whatever you have for your triggers and your changes, that'd be up to you. I'd love to see what kind of creativity you guys come up with. Number 3. Agron. So do you want your Fursona to be an environmentally loving giant metal turtle? You have very specific tastes, and I like you. Boop. But why don't you give Agron a go? Because what Agron's known for is that they, when it comes to like areas that have been damaged by like, let's say like forest fires or like landslides, what Agron does is that they bring in new soil and new trees. And it got me thinking, this could be a really neat idea for a Fursona idea. Because, for example, you could make your Fursona like very in touch with nature. You don't necessarily need to go out and do like all the campaigns or like tie yourself to a building, anything like that. What I mean is like peaceful and being like an advocate for nature and preserving nature and stuff like that. Because given what's going on in the world, I think that could be a really positive thing to come out of like furries and stuff. Because end of the day, we are furries, and our Sonas and our species are like one way or another kind of tied to nature. And I think that could be such a positive thing to come out of the fandom. So if you do like the environment, maybe give this one a go. It'd be a lot of fun. Number 4. Torchic. So this is another Pokemon that would make such a good physical Sona. But what I really want to focus in on is the Sapphire and Soul Silver Pokedex entries. Because what these entries essentially say is, if you hug a Torchic, it will glow with warmth. And another one suggests if you hug it, it will feel like you're hugging like a hot water bottle. And I think that's really cute. And where it comes in with like Sona ideas is that, let's say you're a big fan of hugs, and somebody hugs you. You could have your Sona lore is that like it's not warmth that you excel, it's like the smell of strawberries or something, or like somebody hugs you, they get like a vision of their like dream future or something like that. That could be up to you. There's so many ideas you can go around. Or perhaps you're the opposite. You don't like hugs. You're not a huggy person. And that way, like, if somebody hugs you, you could say you get a cold chill. People freeze when they hug you. Something like that. Something that could be anything you want. Or, I don't know, you'll smell a pee. Anything you want. It could be creative, or it could just be anything that we mentioned here. I'm just throwing out ideas. I'd love to hear what kind of ideas you guys would come up with down in the comments. Number 5. Smeargle. So, I know, this one's a little bit of an obvious one in hindsight, but I was so surprised on how little I heard of Smeargle inspiring personas. Because not only is Smeargle cute and adorable, but they also paint using their tails, and I think that could be such a neat concept, particularly for furry artists who want to integrate their Fursona into how they make art. Because if you, for example, like if you've got like big ears like me, you could perhaps say that you use your ears in order to do your painting, or you could have like your nose and you can boop for making your painting. That would be really up to you, and it would be personal to your Fursona. But I think that could be a really neat way to integrate your Fursona and also the way you create art. But like I said before, you can have a whole load of fun with this. You could do different you can make it pause, or you can do anything you want. That would be up to you. So those are 5 Pokemon you could totally base your Fursona off of. Is there any that I missed? Is there any Pokemon that you base your Fursona off of? Please pop them down in the comments. I'd love to hear about them. And if you've got like a Fursona you'd like to show off, yeah, pop over to my Twitter. I'd love to see them. I'm super interested in Fursonas, if you can't guess already. And if you want to talk to me live, pop over to Twitch. I'm always wanting to meet new people. I'd love to meet new people. And even, you know what, if you guys have got any challenges, any furry or Fursona lists you want me to do, also give me a challenge. I love challenges. I love researching this kind of stuff. But, this is a juicy but. Remember that you mattered yesterday, you mattered today, and you mattered tomorrow, and I love every single one of you. Mwah! Fuck. Showed you, fuck. 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 What was it? Fuck. Okay, fuck. I remember. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. You mattered yesterday, and I fucked up the camera. Down in the chat. Fuck. Fuck.